A Day in the Life of John, April 9th, 2019. After a decent sleep, welcome, especially in senior years, my Lord woke me a bit earlier than usual, as he had a full day's tasks ready for me. I posted my weather report and birthday greetings on Facebook and headed off to clean up before breakfast. As I enjoyed my toast and coffee, I was looking out my window, taking in the beauty of our beaver pond. I heard our 2 Canada geese honking, but it was a bit too dark to see the birds. The ice is just starting to break up, so the geese come and do a quick check to see if there is any open water, as their nesting instincts are kicking in. Back in the pond they have claimed as theirs, probably for a few years now. Since I was in complete relax mode, I wasn't rushing my big cup of coffee. Suddenly, as daylight was breaking, his beauty was revealing itself over the pond. I grabbed my phone and headed out for photos. I feel so blessed to be living where I can enjoy this kind of beauty on a daily basis. I posted the photos on Facebook, and then my cell phone buzzed. One of my friends, Judy Carter, who lives near the city, has been having difficulty with her coworker. We messaged each other about her problem, and finally I was able to make a suggestion which she felt comfortable with, and told me she was willing to try this approach. She felt better about going to work. Great! I head off to my first appointment to pick up some donations from Amanda Gale, and to drop off some of my cannabis cream. We share a few stories, some hugs, and I'm off. I stop and message Donna Graham, who is trying to sell her mother's holiday trailer. If she is home, I will stop in and help her do the final cleanup of the roof tarp and roll the generator into the toy hauler. She tried to sell her 5th wheel last fall with no success. I had a few suggestions to improve the attractiveness, and the other day we rewrote parts of the sales ad and added a photo of the generator I bought for her trailer in December. She's home. She lives beyond Edson, so I should be there by 9:15. When I arrive, she tells me that her daughter put the new ad in Kijiji, and she has already had 4 emails requesting more information. I had to pull the 6,500-watt generator through the snow and ice to get into the toy hauler, and I was wiped by the time we were done. The trailer is ready, and I have to hit the road. I'll recover and get my wind back on the way into Edson. I see the price of fuel has gone up in Edson. Take a photo, post it on my wall, hoping to save some of my friends a few dollars if they fill up right away. On a 100-liter fill-up, the saving would be $9. Pretty substantial. I fill up my car and drop off some cannabis herbals for a couple of people who live or work in town. It is now approaching 11, so I want to find a place with Wi-Fi so I can listen to the Danielle Smith interview with my good friend Harry Rusk about the story I wrote and posted on March 11th, about Harry's experience as a tuberculosis patient in the Camsell Indian Hospital from 1949 until 1953. Danielle hosts a talk show on CHQR Calgary. I find a Wi-Fi signal at A&W, so settle down to listen. Danielle is talking, but no sign of Harry yet. Finally, after 15 minutes, she says, "I'm sorry, we are having problems contacting Harry Rusk." I have been trying to set up this interview for weeks, so we will have to reschedule. Now I start to worry. Harry would never miss this. I call his landline. No answer, just voicemail. I send Gladys a message asking if everything is okay. Finally, Gladys calls back and lets me know the landline is not working, so Danielle Smith is rescheduling the interview. This time, however, they will give Harry 30 minutes instead of the 15 minutes they had originally scheduled. Do you think the Lord had a hand in this? Was this his way of saying, this is an important story, and you need more than 15 minutes to tell it? I head off to the Edson post office to mail a parcel, and I see a notice on the window. My heart drops as I see a familiar name, Del Brown, and a photo on the obituary notices. If I had mailed the parcel in Carrot Creek yesterday, I would not have been at the Edson post office to see this notice. He is steering my path once again, telling me I am needed elsewhere. My cell phone buzzes again. It is another friend who lost her brother to cancer last night. Anne Sloan fills me in on what happened, and I ask if there is anything I can do for her. Just pray. So I remain parked at the side of the road and say a prayer for her and the soul of her brother. Whoops, better get moving. A dear friend has invited me for lunch, so I meet up with him at Timmy's just before noon. We have a great visit. Les Halliwell and I have known each other well for about 10 years. Prior to that, we knew each other, but on a casual basis. We always have a lot of stories to share. Les understands how precious each day is. He has conducted over 300 funerals, so has seen it all, and has stories to share about people he has helped over the years. My heart overflows with love when Les says, "John, I just wish we had become friends 25 years ago." Wow, I am honored. An hour has passed quickly, and we both have people to meet this afternoon. I head west out of town to meet with Karen Brown, the widow of the gent whose obituary I had seen at the post office. I do not call ahead. I simply show up. I am greeted like an old friend, even though I have met Karen only 2 times previously. The first time was years ago to do some satellite TV work. The second time was about 3 weeks ago when I asked to come for a visit because Papa was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. I shared some ideas which might make Papa's quality of life as good as possible for whatever time he has left. Nana and I share a big hug, and I listen to her tell what has transpired since I was there last. Most outstanding, to me at least, was the fact that Papa did not suffer, even a tiny bit, during the time he was at home with family. My suggestions were bang on, and Nana was so grateful. She related to me how a close friend had just passed away with cancer. He was in the hospital, and they were treating his pain with morphine. The morphine would wear off, and he would be in terrible pain, but they could not give him more because they were worried he would die of a heart attack. That is so sad, more so because Papa had complete control of his own pain. I asked if there was anything I could do for Nana, and her eyes lit up. She had been trying to get the oxygen supplier to come and pick up the 8 bottles and oxygen generator before her grandkids come for Easter. She tried calling, but no success. In fact, the supplier suggested that Nana return the oxygen equipment to Edmonton. No way! So I called, and within 2 minutes, I had a firm promise to call me back within 5 minutes. Nana said I used a very authoritative alpha voice. Within a few minutes, the phone rang. Oxygen equipment will be picked up tomorrow. Nana was relieved. Yep, the Lord had a job for me, and I got her done. Nana and I will stay in touch. It is now 3:30, and I am tired and ready to go home, but I am pulled in another direction. I stop at the dollar store and pick up several varieties of mini chocolate bars. I head off to the Edson Healthcare Center to the continuing care ward, where several patients suffer with some degree of dementia. My friend Wes Sexsmith, a father of few of my former students, is sitting with 2 others in the dining room. We open some chocolate bar packages, and then we share stories, mostly about the old times, since I know that people with dementia tend to have excellent long-term memory with poor memory of recent events. I talk about milking cows by hand as a teenager and using horses during haying and harvest. Yes, this was a part of my life growing up on the farm. Of course, this sparks many memories of the boys around the table, and the chatter is constant for an hour. We have hit the jackpot. The smiles have made this a most worthwhile stop as I head for home and supper. Throughout the day, I've been receiving updates from my friend Judy in the city. My advice this morning has helped her through the day, and she sends her thanks. I arrive home at 5:45. Time to make supper, as Marg is on a tour of New Zealand, where we taught in 1972. I sit down with my bacon and egg sandwiches and enjoy a bit of light-hearted Mary Tyler Moore. While watching, I get a message from Donna with the holiday trailer, where I'd been this morning. I sold the trailer! Does it get any better than this? Yes, it does. While writing this story, I receive a message from a former student, Cole, from 47 years ago at Mayfield School in Edmonton, thanking me for being there for her during some very difficult times recently. We never know how a simple compliment or a piece of advice or even a hug or smile can affect someone else's life. Today, my Lord had a list of things for me to do, and now I am ready to enjoy a deep sleep. My heart is pressing on the walls inside my chest. I feel truly blessed. Not even 40 minutes after I posted this story, I received a message from a Facebook friend I have never met, Mandy Nicole, but encouraged during recent tough times. She was looking for reassurance that the Lord works in and around our lives. She tells me this is the exact message she needed to read. It doesn't get any better than this.